Tillery, North Carolina, was once a plantation worked by slaves.
This is the original house of the Tillery family that are the founders of Tillery. There were slave houses over there. There's one that still sits back a little further. The Tillery plantation had 150 slaves at its peak. Can you imagine working 1,000 acres of land with a mule? No tractor or anything? Chopping cotton, chopping peanuts, picking cotton.
Well, I think first of all we have to realize where we are and what was here, that there was already two communities here, the descendants of the slave owners and the descendants of the slaves.
When freedom came, it brought new opportunities for African Americans. During Reconstruction following the Civil War, blacks voted, won elections, bought land, and gained power. But freedom was short-lived. A system called sharecropping kept landless farmers locked in poverty.
At the end of the year, the crops were sold and you received a certain portion of income. That presented a problem because most time you didn't keep a record, so you don't know what it sold for, how much it was, and you accept the word.
In 1934, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the New Deal resettlement program into law.
And for those who had always dreamed of being independent, they thought they had died and gone to heaven.
This is the Tillery Chapel Church. This is the church that the resettlement community actually built.
The whole piece was about working together in order to better your individual life, and that carried over as people came into this community.
We may have been poor, but I don't think anybody realized they were poor. We just were rich and we think in so many other things. I think we were picking cotton or something, and somebody broke on, there was an old hymn called I shall not be moved. It wasn't significant, the name of the song wasn't significant to me then, but now I realize what the mentality was, you know, saying, you can bring it on, but I ain't going nowhere. And one little lady started going, I shall not, and everybody in the field went, I shall not be moved. And she said, I shall not, and the whole field went, I shall not be moved.